Hello YouTube, this is Peter from the Madison Bicycle Shop, and you are listening to my disembodied voice, and here are my disembodied hands. And the reason that we are so up close and personal today is because I am here to talk to you guys about bicycle valves. What I've got here is known as a Schrader valve. If you see, I've just cut part of a bike tube apart here so you can see that a little bit better. A Schrader valve most people are familiar with this because it is what is found on most automobiles. All it is just a little valve and a cap on here. A lot of people tend to think that this cap is what actually holds the air into the tube. That's not correct. This is really just a dust cap that protects this little inner portion here. And what is found in here is this little cylinder, which is actually part of a spring. You can see it kind of compressing up and down in there. And when that is compressed, you can get air in it. And that's what a bike pump, sort of like this guy right here, that's what it does when you pump it up. You push this in here, and you kind of get it all the way to the point where the brass is pretty much covered up. Lock the lever in place, and now you're able to pump up your tube. However, a lot of higher end bikes have tubes that look like this, valves that look like this, I should say, and these are really mystifying to a lot of people, but they're pretty simple. I'm going to show you how they work. This one here is threaded. There's this little ring on here. Some of them are just smooth and there is no ring. It's not a really big deal. This little ring is just kind of there to get screwed down to the rim of the wheel and kind of hold this in place when you're pumping it up. It kind of just keeps it tight. So, you know, if you have a smooth one with no ring, don't freak out. It's not that big of a deal. This here is the cap for the Presta valve, and just like the other one, it's just really kind of a dust cap. Unscrew that. What you find in here is this little doohickey here. What this is just kind of a nut. In order to get, just like on the Schrader valve where it had that spring in it that you compress to get air in it, this one doesn't have a spring, but if you unscrew this, it's going to just stop. You can see I can't get this out any further, but now it can receive air. So if this is just loose like that, you would do the same thing. Just push this into a bike pump. I should mention there's different kinds of bike pumps out there. This one here is what's known as an auto select head. If you see that little brass fitting in there, this Presta valve is going to push that brass piece in all the way, and just like with the other one, once that's pressed in, you would lock the lever in place, and then now you can pump that up. Some bike pumps, they don't have just one hole, they have two holes, and one is this size and another one is a little bit smaller size. For the Presta valve, obviously you would use the smaller of the two. This one just clamps around it a little bit tighter, and it will automatically pump up either valve. If you don't have a pump like this, and say you're stuck at a gas station or something and you need to inflate a valve like this, that's not going to work because it only works for